So, my name is János. I came 4 years ago to Bermuda. I was working in a normal printing, and a couple of years ago we decided with my partner Stefan to start this 3D printing business because no one else does it in Bermuda so far. I mean, not commercialized. So, let's start. Tonight I'm going to explain a little bit of the 3D printing technology and try to speak about what is the benefit for this island and what's going to be the possible future here in Bermuda, because it's going to be revolutionary, I believe. So what is 3D printing, also called additive manufacturing? I think many of you heard about it, but not so many of exactly know what it is. So just quickly, you design something in a computer, and like this time is a bowl. You save the file in an STL file, which is accepting a slicer software. And this is what the main thing in this 3D printing. Every object gets sliced down, like a loaf of bread or your body when you see MRI scan in a hospital. That goes into the 3D printer, these slices, and this is how it builds up the 3D printer, slice by slice, up until you're going to get your final project. Now, it's important to understand that it's not just plastic. I think many of you believe it's only plastic, but no, there has been used metal, ceramic, or composites like carbon fiber, or it could be concrete or even human cell. This technology is not just one way, it's many ways. Like this is the 4 most common way to produce a 3D printed object. One of them is just melting down the metal. The second one is the plastic. The third one is for the ceramic, and the last one is the photopolymer, which is using the UV light. You have to understand also that this production, it's not just for one step, it can go through the whole phase of a production development. Like when you have an idea, you have to prototype it, you have to design it and everything, and that go through all the 3D printing. Also a low mass production. What is going to change this 3D printing in the future? Definitely is going to change the supply chain and the product itself. Now the supply chain is because you're going to produce everything locally, so you don't have to ship it around in the whole global. Secondly, the product is going to be more detailed. The benefits also comes from this one, so the quick production, less waste, because you don't have to carve down, let's say, a piece of metal or wood. You can save energy because you don't have to spend for shipping, and that improves the quality because you will see later on how it's going to be on the, let's say, the jewelry. Now this is the graph. When you can see the little blue bars is the data from different sectors from 2015. The green ones is for 2025. In this time, it's going to be explode this sort of technology. So all the material is going to be more cheaper and more efficient and more reliable. Now, what's going to be Bermuda benefit from all this technology? We're going to produce everything here on the island, so you don't have to pay duty, shipping. We've all been through this, so I don't have to explain more because it's going to be just produced here locally. Print on demand. We're going to print whatever you need. So we don't have to print like hundreds, meantime you're going to take 10. We can just produce whatever exactly your demand. It's going to be cheaper. Cheaper is, right now the technology they're saying is quite expensive, but it's going to be cheaper and cheaper by time. And if you're adding all the costs, you'll see it's much cheaper than the whole production. So architecture is one of the industry which can benefit. Existing landmarks, new projects, or even interior design, you can 3D print and you can present for your customer, which gives you, I think gives a customer a better view. Dentistry, Invisalign. I think most of you know Invisalign. That's the new way when you can put a brace in your mouth, and that's absolutely made up for your teeth. And also you can produce like printed implants from ceramic, so it's going to be a perfect for your mouth and also other stuff. Healthcare. On the right-hand side, that's interesting stuff. It's a cast. The advantage for the normal cast, that's, as you can see, it's a honeycomb shape. You can scratch it, you can take it to the shower, and it's more comfortable to wear it in a hot weather like Bermuda. Also different prosthetics, which is absolutely going to made up for the size what you needed. Jewelry, loads of jewelry on the island. In the middle you can see that beautiful rose. On the left hand side the 3D printed cast, and the right hand side the silver. And also on the bottom line, all these are rings which is made out for 3D printing. Before it was made out from wax. Now you can 3D print this one straight away and put it in straight to the trim. Boats. I don't have to explain how many people love boats in Bermuda. You can print out a developing project, your existing boat, and in the near future, I believe, is going to be able to print out the whole boat itself, whole or different bigger parts. Cars, bikes. Now imagine you have an accident and you don't have to worry about anymore that do they have a front bumper for your car. You can customize your bike. You can print out specific parts, which is impossible to find it, or you have to wait months and months to find or ship it over to the island. Creative. I don't know, I mean, so many creative people live on the island. Look at that, on the right hand side, it's beautiful. Never get so detailed before, and it takes ages to do by hand or traditional technology. But 3D printing, it just make up the whole artwork in computer and just print it. Toys. Yoda, I love Star Wars. When you just print out a Star Wars head, it's just one thing. But when you think about further, you can see on the left-hand side, these action figures, someone just personalized it to his head. So what he did, he just scanned his head and put him there. And then we're going to step to the miniatures when you can print the whole body. You can 3D scan and print your whole body as your family photos if you are too bored with it. You can change this one in this way. And that's going to be, I think, the future for Bermuda. I believe this is a big chance, and I think Bermuda shouldn't miss this.
Thank you, János. First question, Anna.
So you said that you do 3D printing commercially here in Bermuda.
Yes.
Can you share any examples of any real-life projects that you've done here locally?
A lot. Our latest one is the interesting one was for McGinger Design Lab when they promoting the painter book, The Three Little Bermudians. So they came to me, brought a brain coral, which is I did 3D scan, and he just cut in a slot in there which can hold 20, 30 books in a shelf, and I put the logo also on the front. Also I did like boat badge or different little parts. I mean hundreds of things like so far, thankfully.
What materials are you able to build from, and also are you able to make composite materials?
Right now my 3D printer using photopolymer, and that's a plastic. With this plastic I can get 6 different physically, like I can get hard one, I can tough or flexible, but that's just plastic. What you need is a different 3D printer if you want to use different, for example for the metal one, that's using a sinister laser, and a good machinist comes around $150,000, which is, yes, big amount.
One second, so we can hear you.
What's the biggest size you can print now?
Yes, it's 7 by 8 by 10 inches.
I was wondering, where do you get your materials from?
Oh, it's shipped from so I'm using a resin that comes in a bottle and shipped from the US.
Hi, János. So I work with a population of children that require certain tools, right? So you're right about shipping stuff in, because it might cost $5 online, but by the time I get it here, it's like $25.
Yes.
So if I were to bring you those, say they need it for fine motor skills, adaptive, for walking, speech and all this, what is going to be the policy for me bringing you those kinds of tools and materials that I need, and you recreating them without messing with somebody else's patent on that. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, you think about the copyright, basically. Yes, it's a good question. Right now, it's 3D printing is an open source, mostly. You have to pay some of the designs, but when you bring something in for me and I can copy it, it's right now, it's just, you can do it. And I did before, so many times it has happened that someone brought me a small part of a boat and can you do 3 of this? And I just did, so yeah, it possibly can. I'll give you a business card.
Question. Do you think there's an opportunity for a lot of jobs for Bermudians going forward with 3D printing?
Yes, I would encourage all the Bermudian people that you can buy for your 3D printers home, a couple $100, it's not a big investment. The Windows now comes with a free 3D called 3D Builder, so you can, it's a very simple program, but you can sort of practice and get a taste of 3D printing. And if you think about, like, if you like it, you can make the next step. But also this is gonna bring all these local productions. So imagine like, you don't have to ship many stuff over from the US or other countries. So obviously that's gonna create jobs in Bermuda.
Great. Thank you so much, Yanni.
Thank you very much.